that time of year when homes are filled with colorful lights and decorations, but you got to be really careful because those lights can be dangerous if you're not careful with them. But just look how quickly here this Christmas tree catches fire. The government released this video to prove a point to you. You need to decorate safely. FEMA says that there are nearly 130,000 home fires in December. Many are connected to holiday decorations. HLN law enforcement analyst Mike Brooks joins me now. Mike, you're a trained firefighter also, and if you want a tree for the holidays, what do you have to do with water when it comes to a live tree?
Well, you know, a lot of people like to have that smell of the pine tree in their house, but you have to, comes responsibility, Natasha, because when you go to buy one, when you go to the lot and you pick one out, shake it a little bit to see if the needles fall off, because you want to make sure you have a fairly fresh tree. And if they don't do it there on the lot, bring it home and cut off about 2 inches off the bottom. So when you put it in the holder, you're going to fill it up with water, and you want to make sure that that tree is absorbing water and doesn't dry out, or else you could have what happened in this fire that they showed here.
Yeah, that's scary to see.
It really is.
What happens if your tree isn't watered properly?
Well, it'll dry out, and you know, let's say you want to put lights on it. When you put lights on it, you want to make sure, number one, no candles. I know it looks pretty, but no live candles at all inside or outside your house. But if you want to put lights on it, check your lights and make sure that there's no cracked wires, no broken sockets, especially if you've had them a year or two. I'd say replace them every other year at least, but make sure that there's no cracks, because all it takes is one little spark and your tree can go up like that if it's not properly watered.
Yeah, and those battery-operated candles are great, by the way. You're talking about candles.
They are.
That's a great idea.
They're a great idea.
Now, what about an artificial tree? Because that's what I'm thinking about this year. Are those safer?
You know what? Relatively, they are, but you want to make sure that it's UL approved and it is fire resistant. Remember, nothing is totally fireproof, but make sure it is fire resistant, and it should have a label on it when you buy it. But you know, when you bring it in, you still want to check those lights to make sure that they're not cracked and those kind of things. Also, you also want to make sure your smoke alarm is working, your CO detector for carbon monoxide, and make sure you turn the lights off on the tree before you go to bed. And after Christmas is over, please, please, please dispose of your tree properly. One time after Christmas, when I was a fire chief out in Virginia, Natasha, a guy took his tree and he thought he could feed it into the fireplace a little bit at a time.
No.
And he hadn't watered it, and it went up. It almost was like a bomb going off in his living room, and it totally destroyed his house.
You got to be careful.
You got to be very, very careful.
But
still, have a nice, safe Christmas and a safe New Year, and everybody goes home.
All right. Thanks so much, Mike.
Thank you, Natasha.